Very good evening to everyone.
Good evening, madam.
It's a pleasure to welcome you all to the third day of our faculty development program on unlocking innovations with blockchain and generative AI. Even though we are all joining virtually, the energy and commitment you have shown over the past 2 days have been absolutely remarkable. And it's inspiring to see so many of you deeply engaged in this transformative learning experience. In the last few days, we have covered foundational and cutting edge topics that are reshaping the future of education. On day one, we explored the overview of blockchain technology and generative AI, setting the stage for the innovations to come. Day two brought us deep insights into the advances in LLMs and chatbots, showcasing their power to enhance communication and problem solving in education. Today, we continue to build on that foundation with two fantastic speakers, Nishta Rohatgi and Pankaj Diwan, who will be sharing their expertise on how generative AI tools are shaping the future of education and learning platforms. I'm excited for the ideas and discussions that will emerge today as we dive deeper into the applications of these groundbreaking technologies in our classrooms and academic environments. Let us make today's session as engaging as ever, taking full advantage of this virtual platform to share knowledge, insights, and experiences. To provide a brief insight into the achievements and contributions of our distinguished speaker, I would like to invite Mrs. Sirisha to kindly present the profile of Nishta Rohatgi, our first speaker. Sirisha, we are delighted to have you share her impressive journey and background with us. Over to you, please.
Sure, ma'am. It is indeed an honor and privilege to introduce a truly and visionary leader, Miss Nishita, who has been at the forefront of technological innovation for over 18 years. Nishita's illustrious career spans across senior leadership roles in technology startups, where she has been instrumental in delivering cutting edge solutions in diverse areas such as retail technology, IoT, blockchain based loyalty programs, D2C content monetization, and several mobile applications. Her contributions extend beyond startups with her impactful roles in new product development and product marketing for telecom giants like Vodafone, Idea, and Jio. Now, as a founder of AI.HYR, Nishita is revolutionizing the hiring landscape. Her platform leverages AI to conduct interviews, enabling organizations to identify top talent instantly while drastically reducing hiring time by 70%. AI.HYR also bridges the gap between education and employment by helping students prepare through mock interviews with real time performance feedback. Nishita's relentless passion over integrating the latest technology into practical and impactful solutions truly sets her apart as a trailblazer in the technical industry. Today, we are delighted to have her with us to share her thoughts on generative AI tools in engineering education and how they can reshape the learning experience for both educators and students. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Miss Nishita to deliver her much anticipated talk. Miss Nishita, and the session is hand over to you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, and thank you, Shirisha, ma'am, for this detailed introduction. Uh, first of
Pleasure
all,
is ours.
really appreciate this opportunity to be able to interact with all of you, and glad to be part of this this platform, and super excited to see that how many people after office hours in the evening, people have joined, and very keen to know about the technology, what is happening in the latest in this space in this domain. So before I begin, I have Mr. Pankaj Diwan, and Pankaj actually got me introduced to um, this platform and this entire the event. And before I begin, I would let Pankaj add some perspective. So yeah, over to you, Pankaj.
Thanks, Nishta. Is my voice audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes,
Right,
yes.
right, right. So, yeah, like Nishta said, it's fantastic to see more than 100 faculty members from various colleges joining in after college hours. I think that itself makes us feel very good. I wish the students know the kind of effort faculties put to prepare themselves so that they can help the students. But coming back to today's topic, since we have sessions back to back and both the sessions are more or less around Gen AI in education, I thought I'll just set the context for both the sessions. And then I have a few things which I want the faculty members to prepare for the second session. So first of all, as far as first session is concerned, I think I've had the fortune of working with Nishtha, and I can tell you that the introduction given is only partial to what her personality is. She's been a phenomenal leader, and now this new startup that she's building is already creating a lot of waves. She's been receiving very good feedback in T Hub, which is world's largest incubation center. There are a lot of clients who have been giving a lot of appreciation, and we ourselves are using their product platform. And I have requested Nishta to take us through the detailed tool journey and how the whole concept of AI kind of gets embodied in her tool and how that is helping recruiters on one side and students on the other side. Because as we know, in our country, we have a talent paradox where students and faculty and college are worried about the placements, and you have companies who are always scrambling for talent. So the tool that Nishta has created, which is called AI.HYR, I think that's doing a phenomenal job in terms of bridging the thing. So I want Nishta to take us through the detailed case study of our tool. And I would probably stick my neck out and say, since there are so many faculties from so many colleges, some of you should actually reach out to her and see how you can utilize that tool in your colleges, right? I think, Nishta, I would request you at the end of your talk to also share your contact details. And is there a model in which colleges can work with you? Because a lot of faculty from a lot of regions would have come, so they can take advantage of that. So please feel free to share the details of your contact details and also the engagement details. And as far as the second session is concerned, I'm going to talk again about some more things which possibly are required from a Gen AI point of view in improving education. Now, the request I have and the suggestion I have for the faculty members is I want you to collect your thoughts. And when I begin my session at 7:30, I'm going to start by asking you some questions as to what are the inadequacies in current education system which you think technology can plug, or even if you can just list out what are the challenges as a faculty, what are the challenges that you see in the education system. I will take that as a cue to kind of build my context and story around how there are now tools and there are now technologies like Gen AI which are able to solve those problems. And possibly I'll also show you a demo of one of the platforms that we have built in recent times on Talent Farm. And of course, we will go back to the case study of AI.HR also and similar such tools and how we can solve these problems. So I request all of you to collect your thoughts. And when I start my session at 7:30, I would want to listen from all of you. What are the typical challenges? You can have an exhaustive list of 10, 20, 30, as many problems that you think they are, and we'll see which of those can be solved using technology and especially using AI and Gen AI. So over to you, Nishta. Thank you so much for obliging to take this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. Okay, so I will start the session, but even before I begin, I want to understand in few points that what is the outcome of the session you are looking at? What is your expectation that after the end of at the end of the session, what are two, three things that you want to take away, and that you can implement in your day-to-day your college, your like your in your work at your work or in college or for students. So what are those couple of things that you are looking at the end of this session you should have? If anybody can answer, or just type in the chat box, even that is fine. Okay. All right. All right, no worries. I will start the session and please feel free to interrupt me anywhere if you have any questions. I'm going to share my screen. So the topic that was discussed is that we are going to discuss is Gen AI tools in education, teaching and learning both. So even before we begin and we jump onto the presentation, there are four things I will cover in this. First is what is happening in the in the space of AI. Second, some of the good tools that I have come across and I have used or my friends have used and I have seen impact of those tools. Third, what are the different tools that I see that useful for students? And four, we will show you a couple of demos of different tools which are available in the market. Some of them are free of cost, some of them are payable, but you can pick and choose based on your requirements. Even before we begin, I want to touch upon the big question that we have, whether AI is going to replace humans, whether AI is going to eat up the jobs. Uh, if you have perspective, please do share. But I believe we are at the same stage or the same kind of phase when computers were introduced and people said, oh, now accountants are going to lose job, right? But we have seen that if accountants are thriving in the industry and they have more work than earlier, right? So we are at the same stage where we are saying, oh, AI is going to replace a lot of humans. But the thing which is going to happen based on the continuously evolving space and based on the research and study that we have done, and however this is continuously evolving space, but whatever we see right now.
On the right important.
Hello. Okay. So whatever we see right now, that AI is not going to replace humans, but rather the demand of subject matter experts are going to go high up or going to increase a lot. I will show you some examples where you will see that AI is going to reduce the workload from people, but at the same time, you need to have a very deep subject knowledge if you want to utilize AI well. And you will see some examples during this presentation. So, and now more than earlier, we need to focus more on the human skills, which are critical thinking and emotional intelligence and ability to communicate well. See, I was reading an essay from Paul Graham. Paul Graham is the founder of Y Combinator. If you have heard about that, it is one of the world's largest, most renowned startup accelerator. And he says that, writing is hard. Why writing is hard? Because to write well, you need to think clearly. And mental work is the hardest work in the world. Otherwise, everybody will be good in studies, everybody will be good in job. But people don't like to do the mental work, and thinking clearly is a hard mental work. But chat gpt or the utilization of gen AI tools is all about writing clear instructions. So if we don't have that critical thinking ability, if we can't think clearly, then probably we won't be able to utilize these tools well. And that is why the human intelligence plays a critical role. So if one thing that we want to teach our students at this stage is ability to go deep in any subject and understand it well, and ask lot of whys instead of just following the step. So I want to give you a real world example before I talk about the numbers which are on the slide. So now what is happening, because a lot of students are using Gen AI, and when we literally take interviews with those students, then what they do, they tell us the steps. Like, I built a rack pipeline and I used vector db and I did that, did this. So they are very good at telling us steps, that I followed these steps. But if you ask that why vector db, why not relational database, why not non-relational database, then they don't know the why. because Gen AI or these AI tools are making things so simple that you don't need to know the backend story. You just have to follow the steps and you will get the outcome. But it will create problem in the long run when you will expect students to maintain the large applications. So that is very critical before even we jump onto that how Gen AI can help us to solve a lot of other problems. But understanding why behind everything is critical, especially in the age of Gen AI. Now, coming to what is happening. So this is some Bloomberg data, which is saying that the education spend, Gen AI education spend is going to grow at CAGR 53%, and by 2032, it is going to be about 26,500 million. I mean, no industry grows at this pace. And this is the data for all other industries. So now what is going to happen by the time people who have enrolled for engineering courses or any kind of courses this year or previous year, by the time they'll be out in the market, then the current version of Gen AI that we see right now is not going to be like that. It is going to be artificial general intelligence, which is similar to human thinking, or which is similar to human behavior or the reasoning skills, same as humans. Because Sam Altman has already predicted that. So everything is going to change right from top to bottom, and the way we deal with things right now, it is going to change a lot. Now, where this space is moving to. The most influential person in the world in the space of Gen AI is Henson Huang, it's CEO of NVIDIA, because they are into building large language models, they are producing chips, so lot of growth of AI attributed to NVIDIA's innovations. So he's saying that we will the programming is going to obsolete. The only thing that will be left as a programming language is a natural language, right? And to show you an example, I mean, I want to ask you, even before I show this, have you used any tool which actually codes for you, and how effective, or do you find it effective? Have you ever used it? I want to ask this to two people here. Anybody? Any suggestions, any ideas? Have you used any such tool? Okay. Um, I don't know. Am I audible? Anything in chat, or you can drop things in Q&A. I'll be open, Okay. Fine, I'll continue then. Um, so I'll show you one tool, which is Vercel, right? And here, if I simply write a command, let's say, you can see my screen, right? Create a website for faculty development program. That's all. Okay. If you just simply give simple command, right? Create a website for faculty development program, and it will generate code for you. Anusha, is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Nishta, it's visible.
All right. So it is writing entire code for you. All right. Page by page, component by component, if you can see. And this is what NVIDIA CEO meant. And this is a simple example of web page where I have not given any details. I have simply said create a website for faculty development program. I have not given any kind of instructions, no color, nothing. I can pass on those instructions, and in few seconds, you got your website ready. You can check the code, you can copy the code, you can deploy it right away. So now I am like taking a risk to say this. Now, this code has no value, right? AI is doing it for you. But the value is, if I don't understand where the problem is coming in, what is the issue with something, right? So, how do I resolve that issue if I don't understand the code properly? That is the value that we need to educate or train our students to. And this is in a simple example, but now there are tools like Codium and other tools which can write native applications, and they can do coding for you in minutes. If you have used ChatGPT Canvas, it does coding in minutes, right? And students can actually use it, or faculties can use it to create, um, problem statements, or anything that you would like to do. So chat GPT canvas, you can select canvas from here, and you can actually code in parallel. You can write anything and it will do coding for you, right? So now that there are plenty of tools, so this is where AI is heading to. Now coming to, you know what is going to happen by 2025. So according to Sam Altman, who is the founder of OpenAI, and who he has opened this plethora box of AI in 2017, Google published a paper, Attention is All You Need, about transformers. And after that, Sam Altman started building OpenAI. And if you see, from 2018 to 2023, the models have evolved so much that right from 117 million parameters to it has gone to trillions of parameters. So based on this, while some scientists say that artificial general intelligence will come by 2060, but according to his predictions, because he has been building this company, according to his prediction, machines will somewhat have this human like intelligence by 2025. So now what is going to happen then? Now, so this is where we are. And for this scenario, we need to prepare our students. So companies are not looking only coders, companies are looking for problem solvers. Now, uh, now I'll jump to tools. I just wanted to set some context. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. But now I'll go to tools. Um, any questions? I'll take like 10 seconds pause, and if there is nothing, then I'll continue. All right. So so these are different chatbots, right? Claude, Perplexity, Meta, OpenAI, Gemini, right? These are different chatbots. Chatbots, I'm sure you have used chatbots. Have you used all these chatbots, or do you have preference to any particular chatbot? Any responses on that? All right. So so there are like different chatbots, and every chatbot has its own capability. Prompts are something very underrated tool to do something, because when we think about tools, then we say, okay, what are the tools which, what are the different tools that I can use, but we don't think of prompts as a tools to do our stuff. So for example, Claude is one chatbot. I will show you. So this is Claude, right? Claude is pretty good in reasoning capabilities. So you can use different chatbots for different purposes. You can update, you can put a paper over here and ask Claude to give you the summarization. ChatGPT will also do the same thing, but you will get better responses from Claude, right? And plus, if you are not using premium version of these chatbots, then you can actually distribute your work across different chatbots, right? So you can use Claude if you are looking for something which is latest, right? Which is what is happening in the space of Gen AI, or if you are looking for something in the current trends and you want to create information or you want to fetch information, based on that, then Perplexity is the better chatbot for you, because it will actually take real-time data from internet and give you responses on that, right? So if you are building case studies on the latest trends, you can use Perplexity. Now, the second one is Meta AI. Meta AI is very good at creating light-hearted content. It is integrated with entire Meta suits, or even if you are simply creating, some examples of, let's say, I was just trying this thing. Okay, so if you are creating some problems, you can ask memory leakage problem detecting unintended object retention. So you can create different problem statements, and you can use these problem statements. You can create complete lesson plan, okay, using Claude or using Perplexity, and then OpenAI, which we normally use. So you can use OpenAI for multiple purposes, but OpenAI Canvas is something which is very good for coding purposes, or if you want to create. So जैसे अभी for here, I have created this REST API interview questions, right? So you can create your complete lesson plan, complete solution around or complete structure of your lessons on and using OpenAI. And then we have Gemini. Gemini is again a Google product, right? So you can actually distribute your work depending on the capabilities of different uh, chatbots. And Perplexity, I would specifically say, it is very good for analyzing your research papers. Now, when we write prompts, I mean, I don't know if you ever felt this, that okay, I am giving an instruction to one of these chatbots, but I am not getting right result. um, so what happens is, this is a model given by OpenAI engineers. Whenever we are giving instruction to a chatbot, we need to think of this Gen AI chatbots as there is a genius who is locked in the room. He can't see you, he can't hear you, he or she, whatever you say, right? No idea about your emotions, no idea about your context. So, how would you talk to a genius who who will give you information? Sometimes this genius will make mistakes, right? But this genius knows a lot of things. So, they call it genius in the room who's locked, and the only way that you have is to interact with genius using, if you just give a written instructions on a piece of paper. So very high level prompt structure should be one, you know since this chatbot doesn't know anything about you, so you need to give a very clear instructions. What do you want? um, Chatbot can't read your mind, right? So if you are saying that generate a lesson plan or generate outline of my next lecture on so and so topic, then it's better to give, I want five top content for 5 slides. The topic, the lecture duration is going to be 30 minutes. This lecture is going to be on the advanced information on so and so topic. So as much context you will provide to chatbot, it will give you better results. Then explain the structure also. You want answers in paragraph, you want answers in a tabular format, you want answers in limited words. You can provide as much structure you want. Then also explain the tone, style, and personality. So sometimes when you are asking a question to bot, right, and you want bot to give you an answer, uh, generally the chatbots have problem of giving a very long answers. um, and sometimes they hallucinate. So it is very important for you to see that the answer which chatbot is giving, it is accurate, it is as per your topic, but at the same time you need to provide the tone, such as um, give a detailed explanation of something, whatever you are asking for, right? Do not use jargons, use simple professional English, right? So you can provide this kind of style and tones to get the answer. And then also provide additional context. So if you are asking a question, let's say for this purpose only, I was reading a research paper. Okay, how if we give OpenAI access for coding to students, then what happens? That was a Stanford research, right? So that research says that the in the pilot group, the productivity has increased, right? And even understanding has increased when people are doing coding with OpenAI. That was an experiment that they have done. So so now, to go through that large research paper, obviously if this is public information, then your model is already trained on that public information, right? But to give more context to model, you can always upload the documents, you can always upload your lesson structure, whatever you have, so it gives you the right answer. So these are some generic guidelines which are given. But if you want to deep dive, on how to create lesson plans, how to create simulations, how to create Q&A, then there's a very good research done by, or the very good work done by the professors of Wharton University. And this is the paper that you can go through. um I think I have kept this paper open. Just give me 1 second. Yes. Okay. So they have given you a lot of ready-made prompts wherein you can input your goal, you know, your information, and you can actually create simulations right there with any of the chatbots that you are using. So I will highly recommend to go through this paper because this professor is already working with undergraduate students, and he has done a lot of research in terms of and a lot of experimentation in terms of these different strategies of writing prompts, goal play prompts and different type of prompts. So I would highly recommend you to refer this paper and see how this paper can help you, in your day-to-day work for material building for your classroom sessions. Now, the other thing that I would highly recommend to go through is the YouTube series by the same professor, Ethan Mollett. Okay, and they in this series, he has spoken about again prompting strategies, and how you can build these prompts uh, for your students and for different work, different class material or different teaching material that you are preparing. So I would say after doing all this research and after working on all these chatbots myself, I feel that people. Hello. Okay, so a lot of people are not aware of the right technique to create prompts, and that is why we are unable to take the full advantage of the tools that we have. Now, next, I'll come to simulations for teaching. I believe everybody is aware of MathWork. They have MATLAB, right? And even before I go there, I want to show you one more thing, which is slightly mind-boggling. I hope you can see my screen, right? So right now, if you log in to Azure AI Foundry, okay, currently, if you see, Azure AI Foundry has about 1,800 models already available. Okay. And you can actually search these models based on industry, deployment option, what kind of tasks you want to do, right? The kind of fine-tuning task you want. So you can actually search these models. So what I'm trying to say, at the pace this AI is growing and the pace these models are available, it is very important that we know how to best utilize these models and which model to utilize for what purposes, right? So already we have close to 2000 models, and whatever coding we are doing, whatever we say that we need to learn Python to do this, but ultimately if you want to utilize the full capability of these models, then the prompting is something which is very important. Even if we talk about agentic RAG and everything, ultimately how you are giving instructions is the most critical part on building applications through Gen AI or learning anything using Gen AI. Now, next, I'll come to simulations, but I'll take a pause. And do you have any questions still here? No? Okay. So everybody knows about MathWorks. They have student plans wherein you can build a lot of simulations around different streams of engineering, like electrical engineering, mechanical. So any kind of simulations you want, you can build. I don't have demo ready for this, but you can always go through their website. Then we have sim AI. Sim AI is again your your simulations, and they even have free plan for students. So it is really good when your students always don't have the physical material available or the labs available, so they can create their virtual demos. And the best part is that they can collaborate with people across the globe and test out their virtual demos or virtual simulations. So that is another interesting tool, and they have free version for students, so everybody must explore this. So I have linked it here. When I'll send the presentation, you will get the details. Now, the second tool I want to touch about the assessments. So grade scope is something which is very interesting, that you can create your own assessments based on different uh, based on different things. You can have your videos, or you can create your coding assessment, you can create your, and the good part is that you can provide a rubrics for grading. So because the rubrics is there and automatically these gradings are happening, you don't have to review it multiple times. Automatically these grading will happen, it will be standardized for all students, right? And the thing is, like, if one subject is being taught by two professors, or there's a collaboration, then actually different people can grade student if they want. Other thing is question well. Question well is a Gen AI powered tool, okay, wherein, let's say, if you have some video series that you want students to watch, or you have a research paper that you want students to read, and then you want to create questions based on that, you can provide the source to question well. All right. Like here, you can provide the source, whatever source you have, either it could be text file, video file, and you can generate the questions. And then you can integrate this with any of the other tools that you are using. And then you can send the assessment to students, or you can directly send assessments to students and the learning material using question well. So that is one tool that you have. These are a couple of tools that you can use for creating your assessments, building assessments, and conducting these assessments online very quickly with automated grading. Now, with this, it was a little bit about the different tools that we can use for teaching. Now, coming to, and lot of this is also covered about how students can practice. So, for example, there are students can actually practice uh, parallel coding on OpenAI Canvas. Should I continue? Yeah. So students can use parallel, students can actually code in parallel with OpenAI Canvas. They can write research papers, in parallel in collaboration with AI. And then on top of it, they can actually learn from these simulations, so they can create simulations, or college can assign, task to students to build these kind of simulations. So a lot of things are covered in terms of learning and teaching uh, using these tools, but something very specific for candidates. So our concern is that we are teaching in the classroom, right? But how candidate is going to perform when candidate will appear in an interview? So there are large organizations. So as a goodwill to community, like Google has interview warm up, or LinkedIn has interview prep. These are like general purpose tools for interview preparation. So if you go to Google warm up, you can actually choose whichever domain you want to practice for, right? And you can start practicing. It will ask you questions. It has certain set of questions which are specified, pre-created set of questions. All right, and student can actually practice and see how they are performing, and they will also get some insights from it, right? So that is one tool that you can use. But the thing is, only student who is using it, they will get some insights based on the standard questions that Google has created, or the standard domains Google has shown over here, which they feel are the most important ones, right? Similarly, LinkedIn has this interview prep tool, okay, again, which is for the students who are they have provide some general purpose questions. Describe your most challenging project, describe about something that you have accomplished. So they provide these type of questions. Students can actually pick questions and they can answer one by one. So again, students can always use it, but college might not know what student is doing. College might not know how students are performing, right? And plus these tools are very general tools, like almost catering to thousands, like all the geographies. I don't know if they have thought through what is needed for Indian students or India specific questions. So these are some tools which are available for students for practicing interviews. Last thing, as Pankaj has mentioned, that we have built our own tool, which is more like, we are taking care of current industry trends, what companies want in our geography, what is the current level of our students, right? So we kept all those things in consideration, and that is how we built our tool, AI.HYR mock interviews. All right, so I'll give you a quick demo of this platform. Okay, so first of all, students don't have to do anything. They simply log in, right? And they simply create their profile. It is one time activity for them. And right now I am logging in with my profile. So see, if I quickly touch upon what is AI.HYR before even give you the demo of this platform, we work for companies primarily. All right. So we work with some of the large companies, for example, Abu Dhabi Accountability Authority. We closely work with cybersecurity companies in India. All right. And we are also working with some of the large consulting firms, right? So when we work with these guys, we keep hearing we keep hearing different problems that these companies have, and we conduct AI interviews for them so that these companies get the best talent from the total applicant pool that they receive, right? So when we hear those problems, and the other problem that we face is that finding the right talent for these companies is a task for us. If we don't know who are the people who are interested working with these companies, and if we don't know whether they have the right skill set, then it is hard for us to provide them the right talent. So to balance the requirement from both sides, on the other hand, students are looking for a job, as Pankaj rightly mentioned in the beginning. Students are looking for a job, but there is no matchmaking happening between the talent and the company who is seeking right candidates. So to solving the problem from both sides, while we started solving the problem for companies, but to solve the problem for students and identifying the right talent set for the company, we built this mock interview platform wherein we capture a lot of insights from our existing customers, a lot of insights on the current market trends and what is required in the market. And based on that, based on the real JDs that we received, we have created multiple mock interviews. So while in the other tools, you might have seen that they have limited number of mock interviews, limited set of questions. But here, what we do, we have identified the most in demand technologies required, like MERN stack, container and container orchestration, AWS, right? Machine learning, cybersecurity, web development, database management, right? Um, Programming and problem solving. And we keep on building interviews on each of these technologies one by one, right? So all our interviews, whatever interview you see, whatever topic you see, our interviews are categorized as beginner, intermediate, and advanced, right? And every week we release 3 new interviews. So there is always an opportunity to learn more, practice more, try more, and there is always a new novelty factor for students to see, okay, these are not those repetitive questions, but every week I have 3 new challenges to solve, right? So right now we are focusing on these topics, but on top of it, we have a list of topics which we will continue to build. For example, cybersecurity, we have only 2 interviews, but on cybersecurity, you are going to see at least 7, 8 interviews across different levels. So as we are releasing interviews gradually, right? All these you already we have about 20, 25 interviews available in the platform. So you will see interviews for all the topics, right from beginner to advanced levels, with unique set of questions. For instance, you can see that for web development, we have about 10 interviews. So similarly, each topic is going to have almost like 10, 11 interviews. Now, what happens is the moment I give interview, and this interview experience is far different than any other interview experience you have seen, because it is very close to the real video interview. We use human like AI bots to take an interview, so student can also practice that, how to maintain eye contact, while they know that this is an AI bot, but still a human figure on the screen creates a lot of difference. So what I would do, before I continue, I would let my colleague Anusha to quickly show you an experience of this AI interview, and then we will talk about the kind of feedback and reports we generate, and we will talk about some of the outcomes as well. Anusha, over to you.
Yeah. Hi, Nishta. Yeah. So let me share my screen. How could I share? Okay. Can you able to see my screen?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. So so here let me sign in.
So what Anusha is doing right now, she is logging in as a student. Um, yeah, go ahead, Anusha.
Yeah. And this is my dashboard. Here I have the list of interviews. So let me just give the interview of container. So for this, first it will ask for some access, camera access and
So,
all.
wait, Anusha, wait, I'll explain. So
Yeah.
here you are seeing that we record audio, video, everything. Okay, so here it is asking for camera permission, speaker permission, microphone permission, and internet speed. It will
Screen
test
is not
everything
visible.
before the
Anusha's
screen is
screen is not visible.
Okay.
okay. I could see that as okay.
Let me share it again.
Is it visible to the other participants?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
it's visible, ma'am.
I am able to see
Yes,
her.
ma'am. Visible, ma'am. Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
sorry,
Yes, ma'am.
please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Just a minute, I think. Let me check
Ma'am.
my internet.
Yeah, it is visible, Anusha. It is visible. Madam, it is visible. Anusha, you can proceed.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is asking for permission. So Anusha will give permission to camera, and camera will see whether it can recognize Anusha's face. It will take about 10 seconds to recognize the face, right? And after the interview, you will also see the audio and video recording of the candidate. So camera is working fine. Speaker. Anusha, I think audio is not, we can't hear audio because you need to share the tab, I think.
I was not getting that option to share the tab. Let me share it again.
Excuse me, while sharing the screen, please select the entire
Acha,
screen.
include
And there you
sound.
have a
Yeah,
small option.
Yeah.
include sound.
Yeah, include audio also.
Okay.
In entire screen, there will not be. In the tab, it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited for the interview.
Hello, I'm Emma, your AI interviewer. Welcome to this mock interview designed to help you practice and improve your skills. I'll ask you a series of questions based on the topic, container and container orchestration, and you can take your time to respond. Remember, this is for practice, so focus on giving clear and relevant answers. Press the speak button when you are ready to answer the question. You can use the replay button to hear the question again. Once you complete the answer, please press the stop button. So, let's begin.
So here you are seeing little bit of lag because we are seeing it online. But when you try it yourself, there will be no
What is a
lag.
container, and how is it different from a virtual machine?
Okay. So, Mr. Should I answer?
Yes, yes. Go ahead and answer. Yeah.
Okay. So, container is a lightweight standalone package that includes an application and its dependencies, sharing the host OS kernel. Whereas virtual machine requires a full OS, containers are faster, more resource efficient, and ideal for scaling deployments.
Thank you for your answer. Let's move on to the next question. What is Docker, and why is it commonly used in DevOps?
Um, Docker is an open source platform that enables uh, developers to build, deploy, build package, and run the applications uh, in the containers. Um, in the containers, ensuring the consistency across the environments. It is widely used in DevOps for its ability to streamline the application deployment, simplify CI/CD pipeline.
You can give concise answers,
I
Anusha.
appreciate your response. Now, let's look at the following
Okay, Nishta.
question. Explain the basic architecture of Docker and its main components.
Docker architecture is designed to provide lightweight, portable, and efficient system for containerization. The main components in Docker are Docker client, Docker daemon, Docker images, and Docker containers.
Got
So,
it?
yeah.
Thank you for that. Here's the next question. What is a Docker image and how does it differ from a Docker container?
So, Nishta, like, should I wait or should I answer?
No, no, go ahead, but keep it crisp, concise, so we can quickly show the report.
Okay. Uh, Docker image is lightweight immutable file that serves as a blueprint for creating containers, including application dependencies. It differs from the Docker container, as Docker container is a runtime instance of an image.
Thanks for that. Here's the next one for you. Explain the command docker run dp8080 in Jinx. What does each part do?
So in this command, Docker run creates and starts a new container, whereas -d runs the container in the detached mode. -p 8080 maps the port 80 of the host machine to the port 80 of the container, which enables the container's application from the host. And nginx specifies the Docker image to be used.
Thanks for sharing your thoughts. Let's continue with the next one. What is the difference between Docker stop and Docker kill?
So Docker stop will stop the running container by sending the signal stictum, whereas Docker kill stops the container by sending the signal sig kill.
Okay, noted. Let's proceed with the next question. What is the purpose of Docker Compose? And how does it simplify container management?
Docker Compose is a tool that simplifies defining and running multi-container applications using YAML configuration file. It simplifies the container management by centralized configuration and multi-container orchestration and reproducibility.
I see. Thank you. Now let's move forward to the next question. How do you view the logs of a Docker container?
To view the logs of the Docker container, we use Docker logs command followed by the container name or the ID. If we need to follow the output in the real time, then we can use -f in the given Docker logs command.
Thank you for your answers. Please check the results in your dashboard, as they will help you identify areas for improvement.
Okay, so now this interview is over, and now Anusha can go and check her reports. So Anusha can give feedback as a candidate, how was her experience? And Anusha has just given a container and Docker interview. So yeah, Anusha, go ahead.
One
So
minute.
yeah, okay. So sometimes report generation may take little time, but you see that all these interviews that Anusha has given earlier, okay, all these interviews are there, right? And Anusha, yeah, this one, right? So you see that she got 54% score. Just now she had given, so that we just have to change the time, but December 4th, today she has given. Okay, click on this view report, Anusha. All right. So right away, Anusha can see that she has scored good, 54%. So there we give four ratings: needs improvement, fair, good, excellent. Right. Um, Now, if you come down, you can hear Anusha can hear her answers. Anusha, if you can play the audio.
So, container is a lightweight standalone package that includes an application and its dependencies, sharing the host OS kernel.
Yeah, you
Whereas
can stop. So, and then from the answer, system has picked up strong points, system has picked up weak points, right? And if you come down, then based on the strong points and the correct answer, system has created a recommended answer. So if Anusha will go through this recommended answer and try practice it couple of times, she might get the perfect score. Right. So now on container, on this topic, we already have 3 interviews and we have at least 5 more interviews in pipeline. So if Anusha prepares all these 8 interviews on Dockers and containers, then she'll be ready for the DevOps interview. Now, similarly, you see, she got different ratings for different answers. When I told her to, I think probably when I asked her to, do it quickly, she did not give detailed answers, right? And that is where I think the score has come down. So did not explain Docker Cloud. So you can see the reasoning why a candidate or why the score is good or bad, right? And also see the recommended answer. And now, Anusha, if you come down at the end, so candidate also have uh, videos, right, for each question. So candidate can actually see how candidate was behaving during an interview. Candidate was slouching, how was the body language, all those things you can see. Now the best part is that this is the candidate, right? Now candidate has got complete information how candidate was really looking at while candidate was giving an interview, and this is something interviewer is observing, right? So everything is transparently available. Now what happens, how college will get this information? Um, okay, so Anisha, probably you can stop sharing your screen and I'll go to the college dashboard and I'll show you how, as an institution, how you can utilize this data, right? What candidates have done or what students have done in your college. Well, Anisha, thank you for the demo.
thank you.
So I am sharing my screen now, and now I am actually going back and logging in as a college, right? Or as a So let's say this is my login. I have all access, college access and company access, everything, right? So if I click on mock interviews, I see all these interviews which are there, and then I see the interview reports. So right now, just now, Anusha has taken this interview, right? So here I see Anusha's report, and as a college, I can see her report, right? And I can slice and dice this data. So we create a very detailed dashboard, but we can share it offline with you, wherein you can slice and dice data based on topic, based on uh, like student, based on stream, based on everything else, so that you see that who are the students who need more help and who are the students who are already performing well. So here you see all the people in our platform, all the people who have given interview. I can see their data. So a lot of test interviews are there, but I can see their data, and I would see that how they are performing and how what additional help they require. So as a college, I can see all these reports, and then accordingly I can plan what personalization or what personalized training I need to provide to these students, so that they are ready for the interviews. Another thing, when we work with a lot of colleges, so in Hyderabad, we worked with a lot of colleges, including Mahindra, Gitanjali, VNR, Vijayiti. We worked with a lot of colleges. And when we work with colleges, then we give a job description to college. And then college send us 200 resumes saying that all these students are interested, but not everybody is eligible, not everybody is interested. However, students are interested in finding a job, and as soon as they see a job opportunity, then everybody says that I am interested. But then if you have access of this platform and you are seeing a trend that which student is devoting more time on which topic, right, then you know what is their interest level, and you can actually project those students to companies. If company is in cybersecurity, then you can project those students who have actually practiced 9 interviews on cybersecurity. If company is hiring for DevOps, then you can actually project those 50 students who have done thorough practice of DevOps interviews, right? So company will also feel that college or institution has done a lot of homework before they send profiles to companies. Otherwise, how companies say, okay, give me the profiles, CGPI 7 and above, right? But that's not the criteria. I mean, what about those students who got 6.5? So it, and then on top of it, you can actually download these reports, these interview reports, and you can actually attach these interview reports with the profile and say that, this is how candidate is performing. And we can also create mock interviews based on the JDs. So the kind of JDs you receive multiple times in your institution, and you want some custom interviews to be created while we are doing topic wise, but if you want custom interviews to be created, even that is doable. And gradually we will introduce behavioral interviews as well, so that students can easily complete the HR rounds also. So yeah, I mean, while there are tools available, but this is typically for our Indian students, Indian market, based on the JDs, what we get from companies. A little bit of bot lag that you have seen, it is because we are doing it online. If you try it yourself, you will not see any lag. For student, the base version is absolutely free. Okay. You can actually log in and you can try it out. You can test the platform, and then accordingly you can decide. And if college wants to get the dashboard, we can work with college very closely on that. So that's the presentation I have for today. But if you have questions, or if you want to discuss anything, we have some time, we can do that. Any questions? Any feedback?
Ma'am, is it free or paid, ma'am, the use of that platform?
It is free for students.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Anything else that I can assist you with? Any other question? Any questions in any of the material that we have discussed?
Ma'am, some of the topics they are showing as locked, no? What it mean?
Yeah. So topics were locked because if you score 50% in the preliminary level, okay,
Okay.
then you would be able to unlock the intermediate level. Then you score 50% in intermediate level, then you would be able to unlock advanced level.
Okay,
So
fine.
yeah, so you have to score well, and if you are not scoring 50%, then probably you tried twice, thrice, until unless you unlock the next level.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
You spoke about
Hello,
assessment
madam.
tools, no? Can you please give a demo on assessment tools? Do you have right now?
The demo on assessment tools like grade, this one,
Yes, examination system.
okay, question well and grade score. Yeah.
How to,
How to use those tools. I'll show you. I'll give you a quick demo. Sure. Yes. Miss Anita Mhatre has raised hand. Yeah, if I can.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes.
Anyone can do the cheating while given the online interview. Can your AI can easily find out?
So, see, there is a proctoring. Okay, we can implement proctoring, but actually, this is mock interview for practice. It is not for evaluation, right? So we are not saying that you hire students based on mock interviews, but mock interviews is for student, for college to understand their interest level. And if anybody, so ma'am, if let's assume Anusha was giving an interview, right? And let's assume Anusha was cheating. Okay, it's okay, because probably she'll cheat, right? But at least she is learning something during the mock interview. At least it will remain with her for some time, right? So this is for mock interviews, for practice. But if you want to put proctoring, even that is possible. We have a very detailed proctoring that we use for our company interviews for our customers. Um, so yeah, so if that is the specific requirement, we can definitely work on it. It is already available in the system. Intentionally, we have not put it there. Yeah. Yes, I see some question from Mr. Suresh Babu.
Hello, madam. Can you hear my voice?
Yes, I can hear you.
So I observed one thing. So regarding interview, so that is taken by Anusha, madam.
Yes.
So those are the questions that are already feeded by you. So in your system. So if I want to add new questions, so
Yeah.
is there any possibility from, because you are saying that it is free for students. So as I'm a faculty, so if I'm familiar with data structures in Python, so I just want to feed a new kind of questions which are relevant to specific topic. So is it possible from my end also?
So from your end, you can't do it. You can raise a request to us, right? So as it is, Python and data structure is in the pipeline. Okay, you can raise request to us and we can create interviews. See, while AI is very, very good and intelligent and everything else, but we can't leave complete question generation and selection of questions on AI, right? That is why we do it with human intervention. Our CTO reviews everything, our tech team reviews everything before we actually put these questions to make sure that it is in line with the industry requirement. And that's how we create it. So if you have a specific requirement and if you want us to uh, you know incorporate your request first while we are going by with our pipeline, we can definitely incorporate that. You can actually reach out to us and we'll do it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. Yes, madam. Because why I'm asking this question, sometimes what we are doing, so company specific training is we are giving.
Programming with C.
Company specific
Python
training
type
based
ಮಾಡಿ.
on the company JD. So we are planning to train the students. So in that scenario, I'm asking this question. Yeah.
Sure, we can do that. Yeah, yeah. Um, yes, ma'am. Before I give the demo, I'll just take one more question. I see from Dr. Irana.
Madam,
Yes.
students will
Sorry
be
to
from
interrupt you,
different
madam. Madam, just-
students will be
Hello.
from different branches, not only computer science.
Yes, sir.
In this
Yes.
this one, are there questions from other domain also?
So right now we are covering computer science because we
Okay.
see in a lot of
Yeah.
institutions, majority of
Okay.
the students are from computer science. But if you have a
Okay.
specific requirement for particular domain, we can build on it. You need to tell us how many
Right.
students will be appearing in that, so we can build on that.
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So as ma'am requested for the demo, so I'll quickly show one demo of one of the tools, Question Well. I'm sharing my screen. This is the free version that I am using. If you want, you can actually take the paid version, or if you just want to experiment, I think free version is good enough. I am sharing my screen. Right. So here, I have already logged in. So you can simply log in via Google. I have already logged in on this Question Well tool. Right? I can generate questions because it's a free version. So I have limitation that how many questions I can generate. Let's say 10 questions, right? And again, in the free version, I only get multiple choice, but otherwise you will get short answer or all question types. The the questions about the structure of an atom, or I can select any other topic. I can let me search some YouTube video on based on which I want to ask questions. You can actually upload your document. Give me a topic, ma'am. Which topic do you want to explore? Um,
The Gen AI, ma'am.
Gen okay. Introduction of generative AI, something like this I should search, or introduction of artificial intelligence, let's say. Right. So let's say I pick up one video. This is the video by IIT Delhi. I'll copy this link, right? And I can, instead of video, I can upload document, I can do anything. And from here, I can select what for what level. So actually, the material should also be for that level. But right now, I am not checking the material. I am simply showing you what you can do, right? And here, you can actually put the link of your video. You can actually put a website, file, or doc, or your own quiz, anything that you like. Right now, I am actually copying the video link that I had taken, and it will take few minutes to find the content from the video. And it will generate a multiple choice questions for you based on the video content. The video does not include transcript. Okay, it requires a transcript as well. Okay. Okay, so it has taken the transcript of that video. Now save and generate questions. So यहाँ पर if I can provide different type of outcomes that I want, and I can create questions. Now it will actually pick up the questions, or it will actually create questions based on the video content or the transcript that it has seen. For better accuracy, if you upload your own content, or if you upload, or if you put the link of the videos that you already know about, you will get better results, because then you have more control and you have full information about the content that is there. But right now, for demo purposes, I'm just showing you one sample or one example. So it will take few seconds to generate questions. So now, based on the transcript, what is the following best defines artificial intelligence? A method of programming that does not involve learning, a type of software only process data, the ability of machines to perform tasks required human intelligence, a system that can, right? So here you can actually create these interviews. You can export questions, right? Select the questions. You can export these questions, whatever questions you want to use. Let's say I just want to use these 3 questions. You can connect it with different tools, whatever tools you are using. Right now, I have not integrated any tools over here. And the other option also in this case, you can actually give the assignment code. So you can generate code, right? Or you can send this link to students, and then students can log in and they can practice, or you can assign this QR, you can, share this QR code, and students can actually log into question well, use this QR code or this code, and they can give the assignment and you will get the report. So this is how you can use question well. Grade score, there are a lot of videos available on grade score. You can actually go through these videos, and different type of assignments you can create using grade score. So this is how you can use these tools. And these are a couple of examples which I like, but there are so many other tools which are available on using which you can create your own assignments. I mean, we all know about Kahoot, right? We all know about Google Classrooms and all these things. But this is something which is very easy. That's what that is why I thought sharing with you. Madam, yeah.
Yes, ma'am, it's really great. Uh, can you please explore us on any evaluation tools? Any
Evaluation
free
tools?
evaluation tools?
Free evaluation tools in the sense, ma'am?
Answer scripts. By
I
sending, the scanned copy of any free evaluation tools we have. By sending the scanned scripts, can it evaluates the question paper? Do we have any tools for evaluation?
Oh, you mean to say that you want some tool to evaluate the question paper?
Yes.
A physical
Or
question.
any online assignments or something else?
So, ma'am, actually, with this tool, right, you can create online assignments, right? So you can create assignments wherein you may want candidates to write the answer using the grade scope. You can actually create assignments where you want to code, students, or you want to do the long answer format. Whichever way you want, you can actually create different assignments. But all these are online assignments. I mean, you can't I don't know if there is any tool available wherein you can upload the physical copies of the assignment, and then it will assess. However, now there are models available. So for example, if you go to this Foundry, there are vision models available, okay, which can actually read the handwriting, and using that vision model, you can evaluate the content. I mean, once the content is read by the model, okay, then you can actually score using AI. Scoring using AI is already happening. A lot of tools are doing it, even we are doing it, right? So there are models available for this, using which you can create that custom tool. But I really don't know if there is a like ready-made tool available. I mean, there are tools available to read the content, there are tools available to assess the content, but there is no I don't know if there is any combination available wherein I can assess the question papers, handwritten question papers, and I can score them. Maybe I'll do some research and I'll get back to you, but right now I'm not aware of.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you,
I think one more question by Irana Kurachak. Sir, please unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Dr. Irana?
No, madam, I don't have any question.
Okay, sir. You have raised the hand. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
Question.
Hello, madam.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, actually, we are giving a placement training in a college. Whether these AI.HYR can be implemented for our students for giving placement training, ma'am?
What kind of placement training, ma'am?
For companies, ma'am. That's a domain basic.
We can do that, ma'am. We would love to discuss it offline, okay, to understand your requirement. We hope that our platform as it is will solve your needs or requirements that you have, but if not, we are open to do custom things for you.
Okay, that can be done with tie up with you. Whether that is possible? Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Whether this AI.HYR were domain specific or soft skill training and everything aptitude questions is all possible in this?
Yes, ma'am, it is possible in this. We primarily focus on interviews, but if and for coding assessments also you can use our platform. But if let's say aptitude, I don't know if like you are talking about multiple choice questions or what you are talking about, but if it is related to behavioral questions, we do that.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Ma'am, you are from which institution?
Yeah, I'm from Vidyagiri College, ma'am, Tamil Nadu.
Tamil Nadu. Okay, ma'am, I'll share my details. So just drop me a note and we will get on a call to understand your requirement better.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I have a question from Mr. Ashok Kumar.
Hello, ma'am. I have one question, ma'am.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Ma'am, if we want to do a digital valuation, say the
Yes.
answer script is there, so we scan the copy and we want to use some tool to do this digital valuation in a simple form. Is it possible, ma'am? Is there any tool which can do the digital valuation?
Digital evaluation of physical answers, right? Physical answer sheets.
Yes, ma'am. So we scan and upload it. So is there any way AI tool can
This is
analyze
the
and
most requirement of faculty community.
Okay, ma'am. So technology is definitely there, right? We can build a tool quickly for you. Technology is there, but I have not come across ready-made tools to do that. As I was saying, that Vision plus OCR models are there, which can read the handwriting. I am not really sure about the accuracy, how accurate these models are. We will test, and probably we can create a small POC and show it to you. If you like it, then probably you can try it out.
okay, ma'am.
I will search on this, ma'am, since you all require this kind of thing. I will search if something on similar lines is available. Um, but we'll see. But ma'am, I have a question for you. If you
Yeah.
want, if you want it to be evaluated by AI, then why do you take exam on pen and paper? Why don't you take an online exam? Why don't you why can't we do like exam, like in GMAT you write 500 words essay, correct? You have to
Yes,
type
ma'am.
that essay. So why can't
Mhm.
we do that in colleges?
Yeah, it is there, ma'am, but that is proctored type.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking like in some colleges they are doing digital valuation. So whatever they write, they scan it and they load it. We should go and sit in front of the system, read that line by line, and mark the that is you give the marks. So is there any tool which can read, like we give that answer to the tool so it can just say yes or no, correct or wrong? Easy way
Yeah,
of evaluation.
Yeah, there must be some tools, or if not, then it's a simple application. I mean, the only challenge, only thing that we'll have to see when we use the model to read the document, different people have different handwriting. I am not really 100% sure about the accuracy of, uh,
Recognizing that.
recognizing the writing. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it is an easy application. I'm sure somebody must be doing it. Ma'am, I'll do the research and I'll get back to you offline.
Okay,
If
ma'am.
Okay.
we can do that, or if there are any ready-made tools. But it's a very interesting problem to solve.
Thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Any other question?
Ma'am, I have one question, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you have said the format will be in only with the multiple choice, right?
Uh,
Format
for
of the
uh, for the tool that I have shown you, like this
yes,
one, question well.
yes, ma'am.
No, sir. So actually, there's a limitation of free version. Okay, you can in the paid version, you can actually create different type of assignments. You can have long form answers, short answers, fill in the blank,
Okay.
anything you can create.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So as a
So
trial version from tomorrow onwards, we create questions and share the QR code to the participants with your inspiration.
yes. Actually, you can also use, I forgot, I could not prepare. You can also use one more tool. So let's say in the classroom, you are planning for some engagement, right? I could not
Yes.
prepare. I was planning. So then you can use Mentimeter. I am sharing my screen. You
Okay.
can use Mentimeter, and in the Mentimeter, you can actually create different quizzes, or like simply you can create different sort of things. For example, you can let me just show you quickly. I didn't get a chance to create, but this is very interesting tool. um, so for example, you can actually you can create Q&A, you can create open-ended questions, you know uh, like you can ask people to give their opinion, and you can see the word cloud right in this. You can create a poll. So, and this happens in the real time. You just have to flash the QR code in the screen. People will scan the QR code and write from their phones, write the answer, and immediately you will see the answer on the screen. Let me, I didn't get a chance, otherwise, I would have created this. So, let's say if I ask you, how are you feeling today? Or if I ask you at the end of this presentation that, okay, how was the presentation? Just describe it in one word. So anonymously, you can give me feedback, and you would see at the end, you would see this kind of word cloud on the screen. And people may say good, bad, ugly, whatever. I wouldn't know, nobody would know who said what, but this kind of word cloud will appear on the screen.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can use this Mentimeter. However, again, this is a paid tool, but once in a month, you can use it free of cost, okay, for unlimited participants. Otherwise, in total, you can do 50 participants, but once in a month, you can use it for unlimited participants. So probably once in a month, you can try it in your class free of cost. Otherwise, it's a paid tool.
Okay.
Yeah. If you want to quickly assess, if you have explained a concept, and if you want to quickly assess the uh, understanding, you may see that how many people have responded, whether their responses are correct or not. So it is very good interactive tool, Mentimeter, that you can use. Anything else, ma'am?
Hello, madam.
No, ma'am, from my side.
Yes. Yes,
Hello,
sir.
madam.
Yes, sir.
Hello,
Sir, you are
Yes, sir.
audible.
madam. Do you have any tool to collect feedback from students in order to assess the faculty, especially in engineering college? At the end of the semesters, we are collecting some feedback from students using Google Forms only normally.
Right,
So any
right.
tools. One more questions after giving feedback from the students, how I know whether they are giving right feedback or not? Maybe some students they are giving wrong feedback. Some students definitely they will give right feedback. So how we can identify those feedbacks? How to analyze? Any tools?
So, sir, actually, Mentimeter is one tool that you can use for feedback, anonymous feedback. Okay, you can ask people to actually scan the QR code and rate the faculty. Now, coming to, so this is one very easy to use and very intuitive tool, and people like using it. The other thing is, now on the second part, that sir, it's very hard to understand whether candidates are giving good feedback. So let's say faculty is great, but still students are rating one. Right now, you'll have to personally talk to students to understand whether the feedback is right or not. Maybe they have some problem with faculty because of which they are rating faculty one, or maybe faculty is just not taking classes and that's why students are rating per faculty 10. I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to judge, and there is no AI, sir, that can read human mind at the moment, sir. But yeah, but Mentimeter is good tool to capture the feedback, but we can't know whether it is a correct rating or wrong rating, sir. You can only see the outliers. I mean, if in general everybody is rating faculty 7 out of 10, if one person is rating or few people are rating 1 out of 10, then probably you can check the outliers. That data you will get, but right or wrong, sir, it's not possible.
The problem we are facing in engineering college, if I am not shouting any students, if I give good marks, they will give good feedback. If I shout somebody, so in terms of concepts or not giving any answer to my questions, they will definitely give wrong feedback. So that is the problem we are facing in engineering college.
Agreed, sir. I totally agree with you. So that's why I said probably they are scoring good to a faculty, because faculty is saying, okay, it's okay if you are not attending classes, it's fine, right? So the thing is, sir, if you see, if you use some feedback regularly, let's say if you use some tool and over the period of time you see the trend, instead of just taking feedback at the end of the semester, if you incorporate some feedback tool and let students give anonymous feedback, right? Because I believe students are also concerned that if they give, if their name is published and then fact there could be some repercussions, let them give anonymous feedback on Mentimeter or some any other tool similar to that one, and take the feedback over the period of time. So if the feedback, if 90 students, if 90% students are giving good feedback and only 10% students are giving wrong feedback or bad feedback, that means faculty in general is good, right? Because generally students want to learn and grow. But if we just look at feedback in one instance, then, sir, it's very hard to see the trend.
So one more problem we are facing regularly. So faculty, those who got 100% feedback, when it comes to result part, so they're getting 70% of results. So faculty, those who got less than 70 or 60% of feedback, they're getting 100% result. So what makes difference?
Yes, sir. So, so exactly, sir. So now there are two things, sir. What is the quality, in the classroom, or the student engagement quality, and then how the student engagement, if somehow we can quantify student engagement, then how the student engagement is resulting into the feedback, right? So probably a faculty who, I mean, I don't know, there could be a lot of behavioral aspects to it, and Pankaj can throw more light on this, but we need to see these two things in correlation. So again, if we use online tools to check assessments, to do assignments in the classroom itself, so let's say we use this grade score or this one quick assignment or anything, right? And then in parallel, so let's say once in a week we do these online assignments and once in a week we take feedback, right? And then over the period of time we would be able to see the trend, what is happening, how students are performing on these assignments, what is their understanding of the classroom, what they have learned in the classroom, and what is and how they are giving feedback to faculty. And over the period of time, sir, we will see the correlation, because as you rightly mentioned, you are only seeing the correlation at the end of the semester when we can't take any corrective measures, right? And we don't have any data available. What happened during the semester? What happened in number of classes that have already gone by, and we can't change anything. But if you see this data, if not day by day, at least week by week, month by month, then obviously you will get some actionable insights. I don't know if I answer your question, but I don't see any other way. But if you, yeah.
Okay, madam. Yeah. Madam, I have one more question.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
so as we are in teaching field, sometimes we are facing while we are preparing like mid questions and semester questions, as well as assignment questions. So nowadays the trend is different. So while you are preparing question papers, so the management and other higher authorities they are asking prepare as per Bloom's taxonomy. So is there any
Yes.
tools? So once if you give corresponding syllabus or unit-wise syllabus, whether any tool that will generate automatically as per question their corresponding knowledge levels and their corresponding Bloom's taxonomy levels. Is there any tools?
ChatGPT creates, sir.
Yes, sir. ChatGPT creates,
So
and the
sometimes ChatGPT is giving wrong answers because if you don't know how to prompt properly, so automatically it will give wrong answers. That is the problem most of the faculty or students are facing.
yes, sir. Sir, so the research paper that I have mentioned, Ethan Molek. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen. Um, this research paper actually talks about this Bloom taxonomy, and you can also see this 4 video series, YouTube series. Wait a second. It will solve all your problems. And in fact, this paper will also give you ready-made prompts. Let me just open the paper. I think I have paper open. You can download the paper. So he has created negotiation simulator. Okay, and you can actually change the topic. So if any topic, so he has created these prompts in such a way that you can actually feed your topic. Okay, customize your topic. You can also choose include feedback, wrap up. So anything that you want, you can actually use these prompts, but you will have to put your content. So the structure is given for you to care for different things, but you will have to put your content. And Bloom taxonomy, sir, I mean, definitely in one of these prompts that you have, okay, he has spoken about that. How can you generate the questions or assessments following a particular pedagogy? Um, so either you can see in this, or 100% you will get in this YouTube video series, wherein you will have your complete details of how can you generate. So there are prompts that how can you generate your questions, and on top of it, sir, there are some tools which you can use. Sense grid or something, there is something which can actually create the lesson plan and questions for you. But if you go through these 2 documents, sir, it will help you to get all the details. Another thing that I want to tell you, if you simply tell ChatGPT that this is my objective, give me a prompt, ChatGPT will also write a prompt for you. And then you can actually tweak the prompt. Have you tried that earlier?
Yes, madam.
Okay. But it doesn't give you the right prompt.
Yes, sometimes.
Okay. All right. So, so actually, I would recommend you to go through these 2 resources, sir. You will get your answer. But there are some tools, I think, for the assessment creation on Bloom taxonomy that you just mentioned. Maybe I'll just share the links with you offline.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, ma'am. I think we are over
Okay.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sirisha?
Madam, last question.
Yes,
Finally.
sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Uh, any tools that will get information regarding internships, like free internships?
Free internship, sir.
Uh,
I
because
mean,
one website called Internseller.
yeah.
So they're working 2 ways. One is some courses are free, like offerings free.
Hmm.
Some of them are asking paid also.
So, like internships, what do you mean by internship? I mean the real internships with the companies, right?
Yes.
Sir, I mean, you go to any accelerator, incubator, you go to T-Hub and you tell them that you have 10 interns available to work free of cost. All the startups will immediately ask for those resumes. I mean, um, I think now the trend is that companies don't we don't appreciate companies who are asking for free interns, right? But do you think that it is still required? Free internships?
Yes, madam.
Okay. Sir, I mean, Internshala is one tool from where you can see the internship. There are so many, I'll tell you, fresher jobs, I think. Fresher jobs, there is a
iNeuron also provides fresh free internships, ma'am.
which one, ma'am?
iNeuron, but it is a website, not a tool. It
Hmm.
provides free internships to students.
So basically, they place students in different companies and students don't get paid. This is what you are saying. What
Sir?
what is the what is the free internship? I mean, I didn't get that. Like you are saying that students will work for the companies free of cost.
Actually, student will pay for the internship. Otherwise, company will pay the internship stipend for the students.
Right.
That is the difference. The
So
free internship means that a student doesn't pay any payment to the
Oh, are
company.
you saying, oh, is it? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, ma'am. I wasn't aware of this trend that student has to pay to company for internship. But if you want internship for your students, and then if you can prove your students are good, and then on top of it, you just want them to get the working experience, I would say any accelerator incubator where they have a lot of companies startups who are working, if you tell them that you have these kind of students who are ready to do 3 months internship, they are not expecting any stipend, any company will onboard them immediately if they are if they are good, I mean. But they need to be at least hardworking, if not good in the concepts, but at least the hardworking and groomable. But free internships, I don't know if there are any websites or tools which give you the details of free internship. More than that, I would say then why not do some free courses online and at least have some working knowledge and work for some company free of cost. So that would be better approach than doing an internship. Like I don't know, I mean, what kind of internships are these where student has to pay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sirisha?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, madam. Hello. Hello, madam.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
proceed.
Any tools that can students can improve their communication skills, like for practicing purpose?
Yes, sir. A lot of tools. For example, Duolingo, right? If they spend little money, then even Duolingo has launched this bot, right, wherein they can actually talk to the character and they can get real-time feedback on the grammar. But otherwise, Duolingo free of cost as it is a great application to learn communication skills. And on top of it, they can also practice communication skills with Gemini. They can talk to Gemini. They can ask. They can simply write a prompt to Gemini that okay, ask me questions as an HR interviewer, right? I'll answer, give me feedback. But we are also going to introduce these kind of interviews, behavioral interviews, uh, in our platform, right? And students can take those interviews and college will also get the report. But otherwise, if I want to, in general, I want to improve my grammar, pronunciation, I think I can use, first of all, Duolingo. Okay. And the second thing is I can use any of the chatbot free of cost, right? Wherein I can say, okay, talk to me, let's say a movie star, right? And I want to have a conversation with movie star. And please help me to correct my grammatical mistakes or help me to improve my vocabulary based on that conversation. And chatbot will do that for students. So it's now plenty of resources available. It's just that how much they want to explore themselves. But Duolingo is a great tool, sir. They can there's a mobile application free of cost. They can try to start with.
Okay.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir.
Nishita ma'am, I
Yes, ma'am.
extend our heartfelt gratitude to your insightful and engaging session on generative AI tools in education and learning platforms, ma'am. Your thought-provoking ideas and practical perspectives have provided immense value to this faculty development program, equipping us with tools and strategies to better integrate AI into teaching and learning process. Your contribution has truly enriched our understanding and inspired us to innovate in our own roles as educators. So, thank you once again, ma'am, for sharing your expertise and being a part of this program, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate your time and all the thoughtful questions that you have asked. Um, and I will try and do some more research and I will try and share some tools, more tools with you all. But appreciate your time and interest and your curiosity about what is happening in AI domain and your commitment towards improving student experience for their growth and the way you are concerned even at the late hours um, in the day when I understand that your day-to-day work is very hectic. So I really appreciate your efforts and time that you are putting in for this activity. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nishta. Nishta, have you shared your contact details and all?
Oh, I can actually write
Please
here.
do that, no?
Ma'am,
Yeah,
please forward it to me. I will share it to the participants group, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I will just
Okay.
write here also and I'll forward it
Yeah.
to you
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
in the WhatsApp group that you have created, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
I'll just put it in the chat once. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Thank
Sirisha, for your kind words of appreciation